Speak over me. Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney.
In today's courtroom, a no-nonsense judge takes the bench, facing off against a sovereign citizen armed with a pre-written legal script. Confident and ready to challenge the system, she steps in, convinced she's about to rewrite the rules, only to be met with a reality check. The law doesn't bend for internet theories, and the judge isn't here for the theatrics.
I'm the beneficiary of the estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of the estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest. You know?
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
This is second-hand embarrassment at its finest. She's fully committed to the sovereign citizen playbook, reading straight from the script like it's some kind of magic spell. Meanwhile, the judge just sits there, waiting for reality to set in. These arguments never hold up. Courts have shut them down time and time again, but somehow, people still believe that saying, "I don't consent," will make legal trouble vanish. Spoiler, it won't. To her credit, she's at least being respectful, calling the judge Your Honor, and keeping her cool. But it's clear she's completely bought into this mindset. It's fascinating, really. How do people go this deep and actually think it'll work? This case isn't over yet, so let me know your thoughts. Why do people still fall for this? Drop a comment, and let's dive back in.
Ms. Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why. Is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed
Go back.
agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Duty is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent.
That was rough to sit through, but hold on. This isn't over yet. Our sovereign citizen is gearing up for round 2 with another court appearance. At this point, the judge deserves a medal for patience. Trying to reason with a sovereign citizen is like arguing with a brick wall, except this one thinks it has a law degree. Still, despite the legal nonsense being thrown around, the judge stays impressively composed, cutting through the chaos with steady professionalism. Honestly, credit where it's due. She's got a strong presence but handles the situation with remarkable restraint. What's your take? Is the judge handling this the right way? Drop your thoughts below, and let's see if the next hearing brings even more drama.
On all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Conflict of interest. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law?
Yes,
Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No.
Called it. I knew she was going to say that. At this point, breaking down these sovereign citizen arguments every day feels like it's actively lowering my IQ. They've officially taken over my brain, and watching them in action is just painful. Now, I get that some of them might be struggling with personal issues, but that doesn't excuse wasting the court's time and public resources. Judges, attorneys, and law enforcement already have enough on their plates. Yet here we are, stuck listening to the same tired arguments that never work. Surprisingly, she ditched the script this time. Maybe she memorized it while sitting in county jail. But if she actually tries to represent herself, she's looking at 8 to 10 years, no question. Let's jump back in and see if she really tries to defend herself, because if she does, this is only going to get worse.
Things. Otherwise, I've got an appointed attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I'm gonna be able to do that.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I don't know when Mr. Jeffries on my.
I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
I would
And
assume.
we'll just get.
I got to hand it to the judge. She handled this masterfully. She genuinely tried to give this person a fair chance before finally having to eject her from the courtroom. Whether you agree or not, you have to admit, her patience was next level. I know I would have lost it in 10 minutes, but she stayed calm the entire time. That said, watching these cases unfold is kind of sad. We all knew how this would end, yet the judge still gave her every opportunity to make a proper defense. And look, if anyone found this offensive, my bad, but let's be real, this was both embarrassing and wildly entertaining. You could practically see her brain scrambling for a way out, like someone trying to dance their way out of a corner with no rhythm. So what did you think? How do you feel the judge handled it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I'm posting daily, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.